What's up guys, Rampage here again bringing you today's question of the day. So for today's question, I'm going to be asking you guys, what is your favorite shiny Pokemon from Generation 6? And this is definitely a no-brainer for me. My favorite Gen 6 shiny Pokemon is easily Greninja, which also happens to be my favorite Gen 6 Pokemon as well. And spoilers, I showcase a shiny Greninja in this battle. So yeah, leave your answers in the comments below and let's get started with the battle. What's up guys, Rampage here again, and today I'm bringing you guys another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. Here I have a battle against someone who goes by the name of bigD or bigD97 or something like that. I found this battle off of Smogon, and for my team, I'm just using something that's pretty fun. I'm using my favorite Pokemon from each generation. You know, since we have 6 gens now, I have the opportunity to do something like this. Like I said, it's pretty fun, so I might as well go ahead and do it. So without further ado, we can just jump right into this battle. So I'm going to lead off with my Charizard right here, and my opponent's going to lead off with a Azumarill. I led off with my Charizard because I thought he might lead off with his T-Tar and just go for the Stealth Rock. So I want to get my I want to Mega Evolve as soon as possible so I can minimize the Stealth Rock damage I take every time I come in, because I have no Defogger or Spinner on this team. But it turns out he leads off with a Azumarill, and he's just going to switch out on my Earthquake. He was probably predicting me to be Charizard Y and fearing the Solar Beam. And he's just going to switch out into his Thundurus, and I'm going to predict this Thunder Wave and go out into my Mamoswine, because Mamoswine's a ground type and whatnot. I can set my Stealth Rocks up, and I do have a Focus Sash, so I can take any hit from any of his Pokemon. I am just going to go for my Rocks as he brings back in his Azumarill, and I'm just going to go for the Freeze Dry right here. You know, maybe hoping for a Freeze and just seeing how much damage I'll do. Doesn't do too much. It actually does about 40% probably, and he's just going to hit me with a Waterfall, take me down to my Focus Sash. And I wanted to see if this thing was banded or not, and if he was banded, I would definitely outspeed him and go for an Earthquake. But since he switched up moves and went for an Aqua Jet, I know that he's not choiced or he's not banded, so I'm just going to go out into my Raikou now. And I don't know what item this Azumarill has, but I'm pretty sure he's going to switch out. So I'm just going to go for the Hidden Power Grass, because I thought that either his Garchomp or Excadrill will come in, and those two would take neutral damage from the Hidden Power Grass. But he's actually going to go out into his T-Tar, which is nice because T-Tar is going to take a nice decent chunk from this Hidden Power Grass, probably around 30%. And then I can just follow up with a Volt Switch the following turn. So that is indeed what I'm going to do. Just going to go for the Volt Switch, get a nice chunk of damage off on this T-Tar, and I could just go back out into my Charizard predicting his Stealth Rocks. And it turns out he is in fact not going to... I can't talk. He is in fact going to go for the Stealth Rocks. So I bring my Charizard in right before that happens, which is nice, and I can just go for a Dragon Claw to take this thing out. Dragon Claw is my safest play in case he wanted to switch out into Thundurus or his Excadrill if it had a balloon. So he is now going to go out into his Excadrill, and it is indeed on the balloon as you see right here. And I figured he's probably just going to go for the Rapid Spin. So I'm just going to leave my Charizard in, and I'm just going to go for the Flare Blitz. And since he outsped me, he definitely has a Sand Rush. It didn't say Mold Breaker once he brought it in, so I knew he would outspeed me, pretty much is what I want to say. And I'm able to take the Excadrill out with the Flare Blitz, which is nice. But now he's going to bring out his Garchomp, and this is a threat. I really don't know what type of Garchomp this is. I was actually thinking that he might be Focus Sash, but looking back at it, his Tyranitar was his Stealth Rocker, so he's probably not Focus Sash. But I'm just going to bring in my Flygon right now. If he is Scarfed, then he'll have to switch out, and I can just go for a U-turn, and that's exactly what I'm going to do as he brings out his Thundurus. And I can just go for the U-turn and go out into my Raikou, I believe, because I can't get Thunder Wave from this thing. And Raikou does outspeed it because I'm timid and not rash, although I am shiny. But yeah, I can just go for a Thunderbolt right here, I believe. I think I just go for Thunderbolt. No, I believe I go for Extra Sensory in case he wanted to switch out into his Garchomp. So I'm just going to go for Extra Sensory. It's the move that I can hurt this thing with, or I can hurt Garchomp with. It's the only move I can really hurt Garchomp with. And he's just going to go for a Hidden Power Ice, it looks like. And I'm just going to stay in and go for a Thunderbolt the following turn after all these after turn effects, you know, happen, lefties and sand and whatnot. So yeah, I'm just going to go for a Thunderbolt now, take this Thundurus out. That's a huge threat out of the way. And I believe I could just start Earthquaking with Flygon now. And the Sandstorm subsided. I think that's what it just said. So yeah, I just had this battle, so I should be able to narrate this better. But anyway, he's going to bring out his Medicham. And by the looks of his team, this was obviously his Mega. And he's just going to go for the Bullet Punch. Looks like he doesn't have Fake Out. So that's good to know. And he's just going to be able to take my Raikou out. I couldn't switch because the Stealth Rocks were up and I would have died upon entry. But now I can just go out into my Greninja. And right here, I'm going to go for the Extra Sensory because he'll probably want to go for the fighting move. I know Extra Sensory won't kill, but I do have the chance to get a flinch, and if he does go for the fighting move, I will resist it. Unfortunately, I do get the flinch on him, which, you know, sucks for him, nice for me. And he's going to be forced to go for a Bullet Punch just to get some damage off on me, and I can just finish this thing off with a Surf. So I don't have to worry about threatening Medicham anymore, and now he's just going to go out into his Garchomp. And I'm just going to leave my Greninja in right here to see if he's Scarfed or not, and since his Garchomp did outspeed my Greninja, I do know that he's Scarfed. And now I can just bring out my Flygon and go for an Earthquake right here because he's definitely going to switch out. I didn't have to go for Outrage. Yeah, I have Outrage on Flygon. I didn't have to go for Outrage because I knew he had his Azumarill and I knew he would switch out because he's Scarfed and locked in on Earthquake. So I'm going to hit this Azumarill with an Earthquake, and he does have a Citrus Berry, but it's not really necessary though. I don't know what I'm trying to say. His Citrus Berry really isn't important because he can't go for a Belly Drum because he's lower than 50%. And right here, I'm just going to go out into my Bisharp. I have to set up a Swords Dance in order to win this game, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. Luckily for me, he goes for the Aqua Jet instead of the Play Rough because I can easily take that Aqua Jet and then just go for a Sucker Punch the next turn. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Go for this Sucker Punch, knock out the Azumarill. And I think a +2 Life Orb Adamant Sucker Punch should definitely be able to take out his Garchomp. At least that's what I'm hoping. So he's going to bring out his Garchomp. I'm going to go for the Sucker Punch, and Titania Urza does not disappoint. And I am able to knock out his Garchomp, and that's going to be the game. So that was a GG. Hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please push that like button. Thanks for watching, and peace.